Good morning, everyone. Mr. Joseph Trades. Thank you for joining me on my daily performance summary. Friday, March the 28th of 25. Let's jump right into it. Well, I finally broke the red streak. Had a green day today. It was minuscule, but nice to have green and not red. I focused today on just taking select signals that have had a really high success rate. So I think going forward, I'm just going to stick with that. And I focused on trading the optimal times of the session. And I focused on using appropriate sizing. So I had a good day, 72% win rate, my best of the week by far. Um, Only took 18 trades, really less than that because I use a trade copier. So pretty happy with today's trading. Um, it was it was pretty satisfying to not see all red. Like if this week would have been straight red, that would have been the first time I've ever had that happen. So I'm glad that that was not the first time. I've really been drilling into my data and trying to look at my mistakes. And I mentioned yesterday that trading at unoptimal times of the session for me. I'm trying to eliminate that. I'm trying to just go with the absolute best signals and not get distracted by other things that I'm still collecting data on, but they just don't have as high a win rate. So if my goal with this is, to make consistent money, I really just need to stick with what has the highest rate. Now, data collection continues, and I've mentioned before, I'm going to collect a sample size of 1,000 trades per signal that I'm testing. I have about 6 signals, but a few are just jumping out head and shoulders above the rest with about 200 trade sample size. So about a fifth of the way through this forward testing, got a good idea of what I'm going to be sticking with. But 1,000 trades will give me an opportunity to, encompass many types of market environments, different months of the year, and after that, I think I pretty much have my plan until I really need to change something. So I'm feeling more confident now than I have in a long time because of this change in mindset I've had. Okay, let's jump to the charts, shall we? Look at this 4 hour chart. What a dump today. Man. So we started the day right here. This was the 6 a.m. candle, and you can see what happened during the session. Just a dump. Sliced right through this support level, which I discussed yesterday. Next area of potential support is right here. If that doesn't hold, I'm probably going to have to go to mainly cash in my IRA because I think it might go down around here. And I think I'd rather buy Amazon at, I don't know, what is it at now? Amazon's at 192 now. I love Amazon. I love Google. I love these high quality names, but why not buy them for really cheap? That's what I'm thinking. That's so bearish looking to me. And if you look at a measured move potential, it could go down there if you want to count that as the first leg. Yeah, I mean, why endure that pain? Of course, the moment I sell out is when it'll bounce. So you have to consider that as well. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. Days like today, it's hard to ask why not just get short 1 or 2 micros and let it ride. That's a lot easier said than done, but what a trade that would have been. Look at this opening range. This is your 930 and your 945 candle. A lot of people trade an opening range break. I like that idea, and I would do it. The issue I have with, and it would have worked today beautifully, by the way. I mean, just look at that. If you just trailed it with the 1 bar trailing stop, 631, you could have had over 200 points in profit just on that opening range break to the downside. Phenomenal. But back to why I don't really look at it more is because most days are not trend days. Only about nearly a quarter are, not quite a quarter. So if the majority of days are range days, which is the case, nearly 55% of days are pure range days, you'll see hybrids where there will be a range, then a trend, or a trend that goes into a range. But just your classic trend day like this is sort of a rarity. But if you could diagnose it early, and you couldn't diagnose it early, but if you did your opening range break and stuck with it every time, this would have been one of the days it would have paid off. Sort of jealous for people who I know caught that using that strategy, but that's okay. This is the 5 minute, which is my execution time frame. It shows you right here the opening range in more detail and the dump to key levels, and it just kept going. It didn't have a pullback to the EMA until nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just shows you how strong the trend was. Not a lot of overlap in the bodies. Big separation from the EMA. He had some consolidation periods, but then it was just a slow grind down in a bearish channel, and just one of those days that would have been nice to be short and just hold on, but easier said than done. I did have some good trades. I can't complain. Always looking at how I can do things better. These are examples of the signals I was mentioning that I go and I collect data on and I forward test. And so basically some of the signals, I call it the red-green wick reversal. I've got a green-red wick reversal. I've got a 2-bar bullish engulfing. I've got a 2-bar bearish engulfing. And that's all I really saw today. Actually, I call this a bear flag. Now, that's a real high probability signal. You see where it dumps and then it sort of consolidates, then it breaks. Yeah, that was about a 41 point trade. Flags are good, bear flags and bull flags. They seem to be rising to the top of my statistics. But like I said, I'm going to give them a thousand trade sample size for all of the signals I look at, some of which didn't occur today, but I've got about 6 of them. But at this point, let's go to my Ninja Trader and see what we're looking at. So I'm down to only 4 accounts, but I still have the 3 funded accounts that I had yesterday. Just going through these evals like crazy, being very aggressive, and it hasn't worked yet, but I'm going to keep going with it because a lot of them are going to rebill anyway, I think this weekend, which probably explains it. I was getting resets anyway, so next week I'm going to have a lot of fresh evals, and I'll be more aggressive but more judicious. It was getting time for a lot of these to renew, so I figured why not just see what happens. Well, you can see what happened. I still do have one eval, this take profit trader, about a third of the way there, so it's in pretty good shape. We've got an Apex funded, now over 1,000 in profit. Got to get this to 2,600, and I can get my first payout of the year, potentially from this one or from this one. This one's probably more likely. The My Funded Futures already have 700 in profit. You only need 5 days of $100 or more to get a payout from these guys. So if I have a good week next week, I could be getting my first payout. Since I've been doing this full time and I've been sort of having to adjust to that reality, that'll be a big confidence booster. And then I'm going to I'm going to try to, of course, accumulate more funded accounts and just focus on the A plus signals and the A plus times of day and use A plus discipline. So, the first quarter of the year is already gone just like that. My experiment so far with this has been a lot of learning, a lot of humility, but also a lot of optimism and perseverance. And, I'm on the cusp of getting some payouts. And if I can get some mojo going with stacking some more funded, then I think I'm going to have a good rest of the year. I just need to keep doing what I know works and not deviate. And that's something I'll work on every day. But if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. Smash the like, leave a comment in the section below. Enjoy your weekend. Time to rest, recuperate, and get ready for a week of new opportunities. Quarter number 2 is about to start. Until next time, great trading, everyone.